Joe, thanks so much for joining us. Maybe you could just start by setting the scene, your role at Optimizely.
Sure, so I work on the product team at Optimizely. I've got one of the best jobs in the company, and I get to spend a lot of time with our customers and our partners to really help them understand and get the most and value out of the products.
Great. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what the last 12 months has looked like for Optimizely. Obviously, about a year ago, Episerver acquired Optimizely, went through a subsequent rebrand. What was the last sort of 10 to 12 months look like?
It's been very exciting, and obviously doing this under the auspices of the pandemic as well. But essentially it's about bringing two organisations to one company, a company that's revitalised, got new energy, really with a focus on growth as well. So it's really about tying together the entire customer journey. So really focusing on the creation of fantastic content and being able to optimize that content. So bringing the two companies together has really enabled that.
After the acquisition, you acquired the CDP Zeus back in March. Across the industry as a whole, there are many DXPs buying up other platforms to augment and complement their own ecosystem. In Optimizely's case, what's the balance you're striking between acquisition and organic growth?
Well, clearly for us, it's the benefits of acquisition. It means we can accelerate the roadmap faster, which is obviously important for our customers. Whereas at the same time, we obviously invest in the core platform itself. So you'll see this in the investments we've made around .NET 5, some of the things we do around AI for content recommendations, personalization, and then obviously what we've been able to help our customers with in terms of experiment, so allowing them to innovate and drive new business growth in those kind of ways. So it's really a balance between making sure that we're making the right acquisitions, but also investing in the current platform.
And if you can talk about Zeus briefly as well.
So for us, Zeus was really about unlocking the data that a lot of companies have. Is the most valuable asset for a lot of organizations. So allowing them to really better understand their customers and provide those really rich, compelling customer journeys. This is especially true when we're moving away from third-party cookies into the first-party data. We see that as incredibly important for lots of organizations over the coming months and years. So really giving them the tools and the capabilities to maximize the use of that data and then activate it to really unearth the true value of it.
Many of the analysts have laid their stall out on the topic of composable architecture and experiences, whether that's the composable DXP, composable commerce, those sorts of things. Optimizely is obviously available as a composable DXP, but you do have segmentation within the product, so your content cloud, commerce cloud, intelligence cloud. As enterprise organizations embrace this idea of composable architecture and experiences, where do you see Optimizely fitting into this? Well,
from the go, extensibility and the interoperability of the platform is hugely important for us, and it's got the guiding star for lots of our development currently. And we see that the modern architecture that developers want to use, that organizations want to take advantage of, has to be core to the platform. We already have that today in the ODP, the Optimizely Data Service, with dozens of different connectors that allow you to really quickly activate and connect with these different services. So making it hugely flexible, making sure that you can get to value much faster.
One of the biggest pieces of news out of Opticon this year was the launch of the Data Core service, a big statement on intent for Optimizely. How does this fit into the vision and roadmap of Optimizely, and what can we expect next?
Yeah, it was fantastic news. I mean, one of the things that we're doing with the Data Core service, or DCS, is really help organizations unlock that data. So again, as we're looking at those restrictions around third-party data, as organizations have to focus on that first-party data, making sure that they can look at those single customer profiles, harmonize the customer profiles across different devices, and actually get a true understanding of that customer, so you can create those really compelling journeys and make a much better customer experience and better understanding of the customer. So DCS essentially allowing, as a free service, so allowing you to really understand that customer behavior and then activate it.
Great. Joey, thanks so much for joining us and giving us a bit more colour to the acquisitions that you're making and the product.
Thank you so much for having me.